No, thank you, and I'd like to, of course, thank ANZ for facilitating this. As you know, in last year's budget, which is still on foot, the 2018-2019 budget, we had made some allocation in respect of promoting and populating point-of-sale machines throughout Fiji, and we are glad that ANZ has been working with the Ministry of Economy, and today we see the point-of-sale machines, or POS machines, being installed in Texas. And we're also glad to know that ANZ has made an arrangement, and the owners of taxis also agreed that there won't be a minimum amount. So even if you have to pay a fare of $3, you can charge, you can use your card and they'll use it on the machine, and you pay $3 on your card. This is a great initiative. I'd like to thank the taxi company, Eveready, for being ever ready and trying to, opting for this particular option of getting these financial services in. As you know, we are promoting electronic transactions throughout Fiji, and it's a lot more convenient, it's a lot more easier, less opportunity for theft. It's also good for businesses, and it's also good for everyday consumers in respect of their not just convenience, but also keeping track of how they spend their money too. So I'd like to once again thank ANZ, because ANZ has actually, to be frank, been at the forefront of this drive, and the type of investments they have made, and the fact that they're willing to collaborate with government, because we need to take a collaborative approach to ensure that we are able to spread more network of electronic transactions. The government, of course, is doing quite a lot of work in that space, and we'll be making further announcements in that respect.
It's like $10.
Yeah.
Just have to pay $10 and enter. It says please enter card.
Put it in there.
Yeah, put it in there. Enter to confirm. Enter.
Thank you, and let me partially repeat what I mentioned downstairs. As you know, government has been on the past at least 2 years in particular, huge focus on ensuring that we increase the number of electronic transactions in Fiji. The reality of the matter is that electronic transactions provides not only convenience to everyday consumers, but it also helps the financial system. It also keeps liquidity within the banks at higher levels. It also means that the cost of transacting your business transactions actually is reduced. So, for example, you have e-ticketing. The bus companies no longer have to take loads of cash to the bank, queue up, have one teller count all the coins, and then, deposit the funds. The monies get automatically deposited into the accounts. Similarly, as we have seen today with the Eveready Taxis, they've installed a number of point-of-sale machines in the taxis now. What that means is that you as a customer, and I'm glad that ANZ has actually agreed to do that, that for whatever fare you want to pay through your card, you'll be able to pay it on the machine. So even if the fare is $3, you can still pay. So there's no minimum amount per se. Yeah. Flag fall is $2 and then $2.50. Sorry, 150. Flag fall is 150. So even if you travel for $2, you can still pay on your card for $2. And I'm glad that ANZ has been able to facilitate that. This also means, of course, not just convenience for the people who use the taxis, but also in respect of the convenience that they provide for the customers. It also means that there is less opportunity of theft, less opportunity of mugging, because at the moment, when you have people who want to steal from taxi drivers because they've got cash on them. If they don't have any cash on them, because the moment you swipe your card, the money is going into the bank account. There's actually nothing to steal from them. So that reduces the opportunity for theft. It also reduces, the safety risks that we have for taxi drivers themselves. So we'd like to thank Eveready for coming on board, and we hope that all other taxis will follow suit. As you know, that ANZ actually has been a very good partner with government, in particular with the past year or so. And we announced in the budget, in the 2018-2019 budget, that we had set aside some funds to subsidize the costs of the installation of these point-of-sale machines. So the average cost of a point-of-sale machine is about 500 Australian dollars. It's about 750 Fijian. So 50% of that cost is borne by government. And of course, this has helped people to install those machines into their taxis now. But we're also looking forward to other installations of point-of-sale machines in other businesses, I should say, including mums and dad shops, the corner stores, This is where, again, people nowadays, feel a lot more convenient to take their card. A lot of people feel safe. They're able to, some people, send their family members with their cards if it's a family-owned card, and so you don't have to carry around cash. It also, like I said, helps us keep track in terms of how funding moves. It also helps us to make better decisions from a planning perspective. It also helps the Fiji Revenue and Customs Services too. And overall, it brings us into the 21st century. We have, of course, some way to go, but we think that this is actually, catching a huge momentum. And the momentum is there, and again, we cannot do without the banks. So I'd like to thank ANZ in that respect. There's, of course, a number of other exciting things that we are doing in respect of Digital Fiji program. As you know, that the Honourable Prime Minister over a month ago launched the app where mothers who give birth can now register their babies through the apps and simply just go to the birth death and marriage office and pick up the birth certificates. That will now be launched also in Singatoka, Lautoka, Nandi, and Ba in the next few weeks. And in about 6 to 9 months' time, they'll be able to, in fact, less than time than that, they'll be able to also pay for it online. So when they go, they don't even have to queue up to the cashier's counter. They simply will be able to pay online using the e-gate that we are currently working on, and also with Vodafone through M-Pesa. They simply pay on the phone, they make the application on the phone, fill out the form on the phone, and then they pay on the phone, and they simply go and pick it up. In 1 year's time, you'll be able to get e-birth certificates. So you don't even have to go to the office. You simply have your phone which has the e-birth certificates, and when you go to the school, you simply tap it against the machine, and then you get the birth certificate that will be shown up on the screen. So a number of things are happening quite rapidly, and in that space we also, obviously, as you know, using the services of the Singaporeans, and they are very apt at this and very good at it. They've been doing it for a number of years. So I think there's a lot of positivity in respect of Digital Fiji, and in 1 year's time you'll see a lot of changes, in fact a lot of leapfrogging that will take place, which will of course ensure that the ease of doing business in Fiji improves quite significantly, and also the cost of business will come down. And we again need to be able to collaborate with all our partners. So I'd like to thank everybody all around, in particular the taxi company. Thank you for your foresight. And we hope other taxi companies actually follow suit. And please tell them to do so too. Thank you.